everybody follows fashion. And funnily enough, in the wine industry, it's very similar. If we refer back to when I came home in the early 60s, certainly there's one wine we drank and that was Shiraz. We drank it at night, we drank it in the morning, I think we drank it for breakfast, we had it for morning tea, we drank it at the footy, we drank it at cricket, we drank it out of water bags, we drank Shiraz. Red wine, hot country Shiraz. Now, I guess we've got to be a bit crazy to do that, but that was what we did in those days. By the early 70s, there are a few people in Australia, we're not all thick, there are a few bright people, and they said, what the hell are we drinking a hot red wine in a hot country for? We should drink cold white wine. So by the late 60s, early 70s, due to changes in technology, in other words, refrigeration was started being used, which we never had sort of 10 years earlier, sterile filtration, we were able to make light, crisp white wines, carrying a bit of residual sugar, and the population just fell in love with these wines. So we went from, let's say the 60s, we had Shiraz. Certainly the 70s and early 80s belonged to Riesling. It just went ballistic. Everybody wanted Riesling. The problem was, from a winemaking point of view, we didn't have any Riesling. We had a bit of Riesling, but not very much. So we didn't make Riesling out of other varieties that weren't Riesling, but we started making white wine out of red grapes. When Trevor Mast first joined us here in '75, one of his early jobs was to make white wine out of Shiraz. Now, it wasn't easy, but we made white wine out of Shiraz because nobody wanted red wine. We had all these red grapes, all these red vines planted. We had no white grapes planted, so we made white wine out of Shiraz, as you do. So I guess that took care of the 70s. We had a bit of return, I think, to Shiraz and red grapes in the probably 80s. And then, of course, Chardonnay came on the scene in the late 80s and 90s. And it just about blew everything out of the water. I mean, there wasn't a variety that anybody grew up. Chardonnay, 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 Chardonnay. And I mean, we all now talk about ABC, anything but Chardonnay. Having said that, Chardonnay is still a very, very dominant variety in Australia. But then we had a few changes. We went back to Shiraz again. Cabernet poked its head up for a while. A little bit of passing interest in Pinot. Riesling seemed to be pretty dead and buried for quite a while. And then, of course, we move on to the current century, and this is where Sauvignon Blanc came in. Now, of all the varieties I don't like, Sauvignon Blanc is one of them. But having said that, without doubt, it has been one of the most popular varieties in Australia for quite a long, long time. We are, however, I'm pleased to seeing Riesling making another resurgence. And I think with Riesling, we're seeing, certainly Shiraz, I think, is still a very popular variety. Cabernet is going quite well, and Pinot. People are becoming interested in Pinot again. Semillon, which is one of the great varieties, not of this district, but certainly in a place like the Hunter, is seeing a little bit of resurgence, but it's still struggling. So I don't know when we'll see Semillon come good. But certainly over the years, fashion's dictated largely what the industry grows and what the industry makes. And it's been a fascinating roller coaster ride.